Hello, my name is Sylvester. Hi, nice to meet you guys here. Thanks for registering into this topic regards to Metaverse. So today I'll be covering about what is Metaverse and how this Metaverse technology can be applied into business. So a little bit of introduction about myself. My name is Sylvester Lee. Alright, I'm the founder of Verificer, a Malaysian company who provide blockchain application design and development service. And I'm also a CTO of New Trust Chain. This is a China company of mine as well. We do this supply chain finance platform using blockchain technology as well in China. And I'm also executive vice chairman of Hong Kong International Blockchain and Financial Association. Okay, so let's get started. So what is Metaverse? I believe a lot of you might have heard a lot, okay, and read a lot. And in fact, it is a very simple technology. Not really simple, right? I'll explain that later. So it is a virtual world that connects people and objects to reality. So in fact, it is like a virtual environment and for you guys to involve in and how you can interact with the people in this virtual environment. So so this kind of environment, how does it actually useful in business and how does it apply in business? I'll explain that later. And how we build this Metaverse is the key that we would like to know. I believe all of you must always understand to know, right? You wanted to know, right? All right, so let's talk before we go in deep about Metaverse. We have to understand about current web trend. All right, so in the past, like 19s, all right, and we were into this web 1.0 era where you only have this read-only content on a web page. So I remember last time in years 1995 where the internet technology just brought into Malaysia, and we were playing around with, you know, Yahoo. We used this browser like Netscape. I believe you guys still remember. And you know, last time when I was in school, so we used to learn how to build HTML. We build our own website. We put some photo images, everything in there to show off to your classmates. You know, how it's cool how we build our own website. Okay, during that time. And at the time, you know, so this content that we build is read-only for others. I remember last time we hosted a website in some free site. I can't recall the name. It's actually a website hosting provided by Yahoo. Somehow I can't recall the name of it. It's very long time already. Then you know, until like years about years 2003, you know, when WordPress is here around, and then we have Friendster, Facebook maybe later a bit. So we have this read and write content on centralized platform whereby, you know, you can put up your own content on this platform. And one more platform called Blogger is also provided by Google. You can write your own blog, right? And you know, you don't really need to build your own website with this HTML, and then you can simply just write your own blog content and then you just publish it, and it is accessible by the public. Okay, so this is actually Web 2.0 era, and we are actually experiencing it right now, right? And comes to the Web 3.0, and I believe this is something new. A new trend right now where you can read, write, and you own the content on the decentralized platform. So this is something really new. The usage behavior of this web content is totally different right now. So if you are into blockchain space, I believe you have experienced how you actually safekeep your own digital asset in a decentralized wallet, you know. So I believe you have heard a lot about MetaMask. So it's a Ethereum blockchain wallet. So you have to safekeep your own private key. You know, you don't lose it, and you lose it, you lose your digital asset forever. All right. So this is the new era in this web right now, where you create your own content and you actually own it, leverage on the blockchain technology to prove your own ownership. So we are going to combining all the technology that we have today to build this metaverse. So metaverse, we actually have 6 technology pillars to support it. First is the blockchain is the very core engine to actually the foundations of the metaverse. All right. So we are all talking about decentralization. So all the objects, all the assets in the metaverse, the virtual world, okay, we somehow need something that can prove your ownership and it is unique all the way. So compared to the conventional web, everyone can copy and paste or duplicate the images of this virtual environment, so it doesn't bring value, because that it can unlimitedly to create something, okay, in the virtual world. So until blockchain comes out and blockchain technology comes out, and then we have this non-fungible token smart contract application can apply on this virtual object to give them a unique identifier and to prove the ownership as well, and it has the uniqueness in this virtual world, okay. And because of this reason, everyone is crazy about NFT, non-fungible token, because they know that the digital piece of art or digital asset that exists in this virtual world, they have a trail to prove the ownership of it, and there is it can be collectible, or it can be collectible anymore, and you don't need to worry about people duplicating it and it become no value of it. So at least you have some kind of mechanism to prove the ownership of it. So metaverse, we want to use this technology, apply into this metaverse, this virtual environment, so that whatever that you play within this virtual environment, you got the taste of this the ownership of the virtual object in this virtual world. You can prove it, so everyone likes it. And furthermore, metaverse is all about decentralization as well. So you do not need to worry about like whatever games that you play in this metaverse and it get lose forever if the developer or the owners of this software, they turn off everything, shut down all the servers, and then you lose everything. So you do not need to worry about it, because all the virtual objects or the virtual assets that you have in this virtual world are all recorded into blockchain, okay. And you can anytime recover it back, even though the front interfacing metaverse system has been shut down. Maybe a group of people who want it to be continued, and they can actually rebuild the front end and then connect back all the digital assets again. So that's the beauty of it, of having blockchain and decentralization. So looking at it, blockchain become like a very important tools to power this metaverse. So first of all, it can make sure that everything that you play within this metaverse is tamper-proof. Nobody can change the data, change the record by anyone. And then it has a public governance of it, so everyone can see the trail of the movement of these objects and the transfer of ownership of this object. We all can trace it easily. And decentralization, which means that this data is hosted in decentralized. So this database, or this so-called all this virtual world data, they are all distributed, okay. Everyone owns a copy of it, everyone can audit it, can check on it. All right. So next, metaverse, you guys know, is like a virtual world, so you need an interactive technology to interact with it. So everyone's talking about VR, AR, how we can visualize the virtual world. So it is a very important technology as well. So the third technology is the game engine. So in order to make the metaverse virtual world look interactive, interesting, so we need a very good looking interface for the users, the players, to interact with them. So we need a very realistic look and feel within this virtual world. So we rely on this game engine. So I'm not sure you guys play games. I believe some of you may have seen, how today's 3D games looks like. It's so real, and we actually utilizing some of the game framework, like Unreal engines, to render all these 3D models, and making the characters in this virtual world look so real, like you can't really differentiate it. It has this kind of potential, right? And then next technology is about the AI. So AI is very important in Metaverse as well. So you need to use to simulate the events in this virtual world, like weather, maybe some economics simulations, some game simulations needs to be happen within this Metaverse world. So we need that technology. And machine learning, of course, we have to learn how this player play with the game. All right, so they may need this machine learning to learn their pattern and then come out some AI logics to make some non-NPC, non-playable characters to play with the human characters, right? And then the network is also important because it's all about decentralization. So the data synchronizations between the clients to client, P to P, so it needs to be fast. So we are talking about like 5Gs right now, So Huawei has this massive, very fast network capacity, okay, with their 5G technology, right? And then Internet of Things. So we want to create the metaverse world so real, and we want to have a real data to fit into this environment to simulate it much more real, so that the player can experience the everything in like real life, So we need this IoT thingy to bridge the data, so that we can simulate whatever that we can feel in the real world. All right. So when we talk about Metaverse, we talk about this big N. That's why these 6 pillars of technology is big N, BIGANT. So it's easy to remember. You think about N, you think about Metaverse. So next, talking about blockchain one by one, says distributed ledger technology. So blockchain, okay, we share all the Metaverse data across everyone who are into this blockchain network. So we share the data, distribute the data, and everyone has the same copy of data. Everyone govern the data as well, right? And this is the key technology for Web3 as well. So whatever that NFT, the objects that you own in this virtual world is actually safekept in your own wallet, all right? It's not actually stored in some centralized platform or centralized database, no. So it is at your own wallet. And then because of having this blockchain characteristic, so we can do joint governance, and then we can make sure the data is tamper resistant, and then the data is synced in real time, and then the data, everyone has a copy of the data, so it is transparent. You can see the trail of this data, and then we can also maintain the anonymity, so we don't really store like who person's exact name into this blockchain, so you don't really know who is actually making transactions, but at least somebody is making the transactions. Okay, unless there is some KYCs is been done, like track, like this address is belong to who, and you will know who is that person. But usually in this blockchain space, we don't really practice that way. We want to keep ourselves, anonymous. We do not want my friend to know how much asset that I have in this virtual world. So I don't want my friend to rob me in the real world. So by having all this benefit of blockchain technology, it can actually form trust. So when we have trust, then we can build whatever system or games that we want. So for example, Metaverse is involved a lot of people, and we want to make everyone trust into this platform. So blockchain is a key technology in this area. So talking about blockchain, we have other decentralized applications using this blockchain technology. First of all, is the Metaverse game rules. So some of the games within this Metaverse, we can actually code it using smart contract. So you will able to see the logics behind this, and it's open, so you don't need to worry about like who may cheat, okay, in this game. So it's not possible to cheat, right? And then we can leverage on the same smart contract technology to build non-fungible token, the NFT. So this NFT is used to give a player or a particular user a unique identity, all right? And then we can also give a unique identity for each of the objects. Like, you know, as you can see from this screenshot, this is from a games, okay, to sell land. Okay, I would not mention the project name, but I guess some of you may have seen this. So every piece of land, they are actually an NFT, and even the object, you know, even the characters in this game is an object. Okay, and all these information are stored in your own wallet, so you have a trail. You can trace it, you can keep it forever along with you, unless you actually transfer this NFT token to somebody else. So that means that you actually give up the ownership of it, and then you actually transfer these objects to your friend or maybe some other person that you sold to them. Right? Fungible token is sort of like a value exchange. It's like our money, a currency that you use within this metaverse to trade between friends. All right, value trading. All right. So after having this blockchain technology as a foundation, and then we want to make the metaverse virtual world looks real and interactive. So we want to impose this virtual reality technology in it. So as you can see, this there's one Korean project. They actually created this virtual world for his staff to come and work in this virtual world. So everyone can see like who is interacting with who, you know, the characters in this virtual world. They can speak to each other. Of course, this is not a real VR here, because sort of like a VR, but it's like a lightweight VR, because I believe this project is still so new, you know, and this is kind of good idea, you know. Everyone can see their counterparts, see their colleagues through this virtual world. Everyone still work from home, you know, in reality, and everyone can interact with each other easily. They can walk around and then look at the office spaces, you know, yeah. And then there are more other applications as well. Like for example, you are looking at the concert. You see the VR concert. So right now in this COVID pandemic, you know, everyone is worried to go out and meet with real person, you know. So at least they can have a concert in VR world, virtual world. So at least they can still experience and feel how this concert environment, you know, yeah. And then besides VR, maybe we can, you know, build our own virtual world in bridge with our reality world, which means you can see some of the objects that that are actually appearing in virtual world, but also appearing in real world. So you can use AR technology to do it. So we actually use AR in some of the applications, like some of the industry, like you know, travel industry. You want to see some introductions of what you're looking at right now. Like for example, you're going to some tourist spot and then you're looking at some scenery and you don't know the history or something related to this scenery, and then at least you have some apps that you can capture the scenery, and then they will show you the history and give you some introduction about this scenery. This is applied in travel industry, but if you also can apply in many other industry, like, you know, GPS, bring you around, you can see ads, you know, to make it something cool, fun to play, fun to evolve, you know. This is one of the example, okay. And then another key technology required for Metaverse is the game engine. So as you can see, some of this screenshot here is actually got from some of the games here. So if you guys play games, so you can see these characters, the face, the facials, expression, and you see the details, you know, it's so real. And they actually rely on this Unreal Engine 5 to render it. Okay, so it will make the games much more interactive, and everyone wants to experience, feel it, you know, to play. Right, this is just to attract more players, get into this metaverse. Okay, and then another characteristics that you will find in metaverse is a sandbox game. Sandbox game is actually means that the player himself, he can create, he can own, and even monetize his own content within this. So for example, you buy a piece of land in this virtual world, and then you can build your own house. okay, and this house is actually your own content, and you can do some interior design within it, and then you can look for seller. Okay, let's say the seller likes your this digital content, and then you can monetize it. So compared to the traditional Web 2.0 kind of platform, you don't really able to monetize your content, and because this most of the content is actually sit in the centralized platform, and most of the centralized platform they give you a charge because they are the intermediary persons, intermediary agents to help you to sell this, so they have a cut. So with this game, maybe there's no cut, and you can immediately sell your digital content to your friend. You can deal internally, because it is a decentralized wallet. You can transfer your NFT to your friend, and then your friend straight away own your house. Next is about AI. So for a game, we may not have a lot of players, so we need some robots, AI to play with you so that you don't get bored easily. So we have these NPC, non-player characters built in some of the virtual world, some of the games, so that you as a player, you can interact with them, and then interacting with them, at least you don't get so bored. You have content, okay? You can interact and play with them, and another usefulness of having this AI is to simulate the weather, economics that I mentioned just now. So sometimes you do not have a person really trade in this platform or this virtual world, and then you want some activities going on, and then it's difficult to attract people's players to come and play with your metaverse. You at least you need some robot to power it up and then simulate the thing. All right. And then another one is language translation. So metaverse is all about globalizations, and everyone from anywhere, any country, they will come and join and play with you. But sometimes because of the language barrier, then some of us do not understand some other country language. So we need this AI to help us do the translation in real time, so that it won't affect the user experience, right? So this is the very key important tag here. So yeah, so Metaverse, next one is about network. So network is very important as well. We all talk about decentralization, data synchronized in real time. So it needs to be fast, and a lot of these games, they are not really download and play. They actually more like game streaming. So you actually don't really download a full game client, but you download a teen client. Teen client has very minimal files, the required resources to power this game, So we only let you to stream the game instead, instead of keep on asking you to update and patch and then download the full games. So you can rely on this teen client to play the game. You can straight away easily start a game. In fact, this kind of behavior is quite popular and common for this metaverse, or maybe these blockchain games, or some lightweight games. And because of this, the network dependency there is very high. So we want this fast network to support the blockchain data synchronizations, and also the game artifact synchronization, which means the game resources, the object resources, so the rendering and those kind of things. So yeah. Then lastly, the last pillar of Metaverse is the Internet of Things. So we want to make this game so real, like in real world. So we want to collect real world data from IoT sensors to support and simulate the environment in Metaverse. So this is the only purpose why we want to have this IoT thing in here. Without IoT thing, of course, it's fine. You can build some games that without needing this real world data to actually simulate it. Maybe for business application, maybe you will probably need this IoT thingy to fit this real sensor data to simulate it. I'll explain that later, because I have a few business applications that would like to share with you, that then only you will think that IoT is important in this metaverse, right? So in order to power up the metaverse, so this is the architecture. Let's talk about the foundation first. So the blockchain is always the foundation because you want to make it decentralization. So you'll find that the node blockchain has a lot of nodes, so it can be a lot. So node 1, 2, 3 and n in there will be a lot. It is a public chain. All right, everyone can own their own nodes. Okay, nodes contain all the blockchain data that you want. All right. And then all the nodes, they hosted this smart contract, or we call it the virtual machines, to execute this smart contract code. And it also have this Web3 account, the wallet, all right, the wallet to keep all your digital assets, okay, belong in this blockchain network, within this blockchain network. So the game asset actually forever stay in your own wallet, all right. We don't really store your asset data in a centralized platform, okay. So after having this blockchain foundation, then you build the game engine to interact with blockchain. So all the objects, the account, the user players, you know, are actually NFT token, okay? And the game engine to render the 3D modeling of your game characters, objects, you know, and then you have this AI to simulate the objects. So it acts as a front-end interface to render your game asset lah, basically. So the key, as you can see, the key is actually the blockchain side. So you have all the assets stored in this blockchain side. And then the metaverse, you know, they can switch. If one day this metaverse game company, maybe they gone down south and then they want to shut down their game. In fact, some other then they can take over, or maybe they can create a new game and then they still recognize the game asset that you have in your wallet. Then, you know, they can still link back and then power back up a new game, but with the same old digital asset you already own in the past, you know. So this become like loosely coupled kind of architectures here, right? And then the interactive and IoT sensors, of course, is also one of the tools. I will treat it like a tools, like your keyboard, mouse tools to interact with your computer. So the VR, AR, the devices is the tools to interact with the metaverse world. Okay, and also the IoT sensor is a bridge between the reality world, the real world, and the virtual worlds to feed you some sensor data to simulate the environment to much more real, right? And then the storage. Okay, the storage, we also use decentralized storage. So some of the images, some of the game resources we actually store in this IPFS. IPFS stands for Interplanetary File System, which means that your file will be dissected and then distributed to multiple nodes. So every node also have a piece of these files, and then we can make sure that this file cannot be tampered. No one can change it easily. All right. And then the network, of course, is a key foundations. Without network, so everything gone. All right. So we need at least internet, right, 4G or 5G, okay, to have all this data being transferred across all these components. All right. So once we have these games been built, okay, we want to host it. So you may want to consider about this cross-region game hosting, because we are all talking about globalizations, decentralizations. So decentralization means that this game hosting may be required to be hosted in different country, different location. So this is Huawei Cloud cross-region game hosting solutions design. So you guys can actually explore as well. So you can see they are distributed into, the game hosting, they actually built into different using different components or different services in the Huawei Cloud. So for example, the ECS, the Elastic Cloud Computing, is the keys, the service to host all your maybe the game logics, maybe your characters, the interaction, the AI, the how you want to make the games. So you use this ECS, and then you also need this DCS, is a distributed cache service. So some of the game resource data, they are stored in a fast access storage that you can't really access directly from the IPFS that I mentioned from the decentralized storage. So this is just a temporary storage, just to make the game work. All right. So some of the temporary resources we will actually utilizing this distributed cache service, okay, to render the game, okay. And then we talk about cross region here. Maybe we need to rely on direct connect. This product is actually allow you to create a tunnel between these two different regions, and create a specific point-to-point data synchronizations between this region. All right, so this is also a very key important component for you to synchronize data across countries, across region, okay, to host your game in different region. And then beside the game hosting, you also may have this game analytics. So because this game or this metaverse, you want to study how this user behave, how the user play your games, and you may need to have this game behavior stored in some centralized database. Because this game behavior analytics data, they are not really crucial, so it can be used with the centralized database to store the information instead of fully rely on this decentralized IPFS kind of technology. We only store the key component, key digital assets into the blockchain, not everything on blockchain. If you store everything on blockchain, you will have to pay a lot of this gas fee, a lot of this cost, to actually interact with blockchain. So some of this data is not really crucial. We still need to rely on this like RDS, the relational database service that provided by Huawei, to actually store this game analytics data for you to do some machine learning, some analytics, how this game behave and how you can enhance your game. Okay. And then this is the cloud game architectures. So usually this cloud how you manage and how you host these games, So I will not go deep details into this because I'm not really from game industry, but from here you can see that all the terminals, which means the front end, how they interact with the management platform, how the interact with the cloud gaming management platform, So the servers are what kind of servers and SDKs that you need to use, So this is just a high level, or in fact, it's every projects, they will be totally different kind of architecture as well, because some of the game natures, the genre are different. So how we set up this game platform is also different. So this is just for your reference, okay. But no matter what kind of game genre or game category, we still need some basics server to host them. All right. So these are the 6 keys. I think 6 keys technology that Huawei Cloud provided is really can consider as important, or maybe a fundamental technology to host a game, to build a game. Is you need the ECS, the Elastic Cloud Computing. This is the compute power that you require. This is the cloud server, right? The usual server, like how many CPUs, RAMs that you need to host your game, So you rely on this ECS to host it. And then the DCS, the distributed cache service that I mentioned, if you have any game resources that you need fast access to the memory instead of relying on blockchain, so you can actually explore using this, so that to fasten to render your game and then to stream the game to your user. And then the RDS for you to store some data. This is game related data, not digital asset related data, so we need to separate them out. So digital assets, key game assets that should be owned by the users should be stored in blockchain, and the game resource, the artifacts, should be stored in the RDS, right? Same goes to the OBS, the object storage service as well. Some game artifacts like the images, videos, or whatever that has this unstructured kind of data, the images, sound, things like that, you can store in OBS. And then the elastic volume service is the traditional file storage system that you can link with your ECS, all the source code, not really source code, then the compiled game engine, you can store in the EBS. And then the direct connect is for you to host this game when you want to host this game cross region, and then you want to have a fast internet connection speed from point to point. You know that you have these fixed servers in different regions, and you can rely on these direct connect products to actually help to create a tunnel to synchronize this data between these two points, right, or multiple points. Next is about the business framework. So as a game, if you play games, you will notice that there is a standard game login. There is a game zone, because you do not want your entire row of players play into one single game, or everyone log into the metaverse and then you get network congested. Probably you want to dissect them into multiple different game zones, maybe by countries or maybe by quantity of players online at the same time. And then you have this player ranking, game update. So it's all kind of like a standard game framework that you may see. I mean, not really framework, sorry, the game behavior, the game component that you may find. And then if you notice on the top right corner about the game login, payment management, and player data management, they are all in gray. Is because all these informations are stored in Web3 instead of the traditional game engine. So the reason it being is like the game login, traditionally, I mean not really traditionally, today's game engine, you actually log in using your email, your mobile number, or maybe you create your own username and password, right? So for Metaverse, there's no more username and password, and you actually log into the game using your wallet address, right? You'll have the private key to prove the ownership of that address, and then you log in to that address, and then you get which means the game engine retrieve all the player information from your wallet then, okay? And so same goes to the payment. So some of the game is a paid game, so you have to buy some maybe called weapons, armor, or whatever, the game artifacts. So the payment is done using this Web3, I mean the cryptocurrency to make payment, or token, okay, they're recognized by your game. There's no more like credit card, no more like bank transfer to buy game artifacts anymore. Because we want the trail, the transactions, to prove that you actually pay for the artifacts. All right, we need to leave trail into the blockchain. So before you can advance into this metaverse, you need to buy some token or cryptocurrency that recognized by this metaverse game, and you buy already, then only you can use that token to purchase the game artifacts with other players, or maybe with the platform. Okay, so the rest, like the service module, the architecture, the game login, game hole, game room, these are pretty standard. The game scenario, the game logics, okay, all these are pretty standard, and basic service to support all them, like you have log, you have communication, you have chat box or chat engine within this game, make payments, you have this voice, video, and traffic, all these are pretty basic. Okay, so now I believe you guys have already got an idea. In order to build a metaverse, you need 6 different technology, different pieces of puzzle. You want to combine them all in order to form this virtual world. All right, and by having this virtual world, can they apply into business? Because all the money that you spend and invest into this metaverse technology, are they really can help you make money to have this return of investment? So we want to explore, like, instead of just making games, is it can be applied in business. So now I'm going to talk about like what can think of, like why metaverse and how metaverse can make money. So for the first, because of the COVID pandemic, we talk about concert. So concert maybe is a good choice. Some of the singer or maybe some artists, okay, they can actually sit at home, and then they can host a concert, and then everyone can just come to this metaverse world, buy a ticket, and then they can enjoy, and then they can feel how this concert, and they can invite their friends together to to actually watch and see this concert as well. Okay, this is probably one of the applications. And another applications that can apply to into business is about the simulations. So for example, this is a flight simulation. So it's not about flight yet. It's about the aeroplane manufacturing simulations. So you may think like every piece of the parts to build an airplane, it can be actually in a NFT form, you know, like a knob, a piece of metal, a screw, every piece of objects, okay, to build an aeroplane, they are each NFT, all right? And each NFT, they have wear and tear. And the wear and tear rates is actually based on the IoT sensor data feed that from the real world. If some of the wear and tear like screw, those, you know, it's really difficult to simulate, they can actually also do in assumptions. Some of those already have data to prove their wear and tear rate. Yeah, then they can actually code here. So by doing so, the main purpose is to simulate how fast to build an aeroplane. Like you need how many engineers to build an aeroplane, and after building this aeroplane, can they test fly it? Test flying it, and you can also simulate like fly how frequent to fly it, and based on the wear and tear rate that collected from the real world, you simulate into the virtual world, and then to test the quality of the aeroplane. Okay, this is just one of the examples that I can think of. Okay, you may explore. So it also can apply to cars, any automobile, or maybe any manufacturing products that you probably already have some wear and tear data that you can use to simulate. Okay, so maybe you can invest into Metaverse to simulate your product wear and tear, and then to improve its quality, and also can simulate the production's rate of your company as well. Yeah. Then next business applications that I can think of is about remote work. So this is a Korean company called Comtoverse. They actually created this virtual office space for their staff to come and work in here, and everyone can have their own meeting room. Everyone can have a meeting in a virtual meeting room. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. And everyone can see their face as well. They can speak to each other in privately or maybe openly, you know. And also we can apply this concept to classroom as well. Maybe in the future, our children, they no longer need to go to the physical classroom to go to a class. Then maybe they can go to virtual class as well. Then another business application I can think of is about construction simulations. So similarly, like the production simulations that I mentioned just now, you can actually simulate like how to build one building. The cement is an NFT, every bricks is an NFT, and how soon, you know, how much time you need to build one building, and also the building design, you can also build it in this virtual world, and then you let the public to go in and have a look, and you can collect their opinion, you know, their view, how good looking is this building or whatever. It's sort of like you're doing your own market survey, all right? And you can do a voting as well, okay, in this role. And the content create some of the players, you know, maybe they are good in interior design. They also can provide this interior design service, or maybe they can do something like that in this virtual world, and let some of the buyers to see and view. And then if they are happy with it, then maybe they can deal them by themselves P2P in the real world, and then they can, you know, duplicate whatever they have done in virtual world to the real world. All right, this is just one of the examples. Then next, another application that I can think of is about art gallery. I think this is pretty straightforward. I believe there are a lot of NFT projects in some of the NFT platforms such as OpenSea, Rarible. You know, you can show off all your collectibles in these art galleries. You know, you can create that, and then everyone maybe can have much more interesting environment to view your digital arts. You know. And you can also have an auction house in this virtual world or metaverse, and also can have a fashion show. You know, instead of having a real person wearing this funny cloth or dress, then you know you can actually see this using this virtual person or virtual player in this game within this environment to see and to show off your fashion. All right. So last topics we'd like to talk about, is it the right time to invest in metaverse? Some of the people, they thought that maybe it's not right time, it's too early. Some of the people think that the technology is not mature enough yet. I would say yes, maybe it's not mature enough yet. I think the key problem here is sort of talent, especially in Malaysia, not in Malaysia, in worldwide I would say. Because my company Verificer is a blockchain application development company, and honestly I'm also facing a talent shortage problem to build a smart contract for my existing project. I mean non-metaverse project, yeah. So if you want to invest, definitely it will be very costly for now because of talent for one thing. Secondly is the game developer is also very shortage at the moment. It's because of the pandemic and everyone likes to play game at home right now, and everyone is looking to build games, you know. So if you talk about is it right time to invest, I would say maybe yes and no. It really depends on your financial. Okay, I would say if you want to invest, better invest into a team instead of invest into a project. Usually a team equipped with the right talent usually will have the high success rate of implementing or building the project. So when we talk about investment, we will hope that the projects would succeed, and the success rate is all depend on whether the team has the capability to build the project. And we also want to analyze that the promises that the project owner they give, is it really feasible? Is it really realistic? If yes, then maybe you can try to invest a bit. Okay. So if for me, definitely I will invest into this metaverse because I myself is one of the solutions provider. So I'll cover the blockchain side. So in fact, I also have one project related to metaverse. I'm only cover the blockchain part, and the rest like the game engine, game development, and also the infrastructure side will be relying on Huawei, and the game will be relying on another third party, my partners, to build it. Okay. So let's stay tuned and see how this metaverse goes. I believe there are a lot of projects related to metaverse coming up. So we just stay tuned, look see. So yeah, so thank you for your time for listening to my talk just now. This is my name and my email if you want to reach out to me. If you have some comments, or maybe you have some idea, wants to collaborate together, yeah, you can drop me an email. And thanks for your time. Hope to see you soon again. If maybe there's a chance in the future I may cover more about metaverse, or maybe there's some topics maybe I may left out in this presentation. Maybe I will cover more in depth in my future webinar. All right. So thank you for you guys time. Hope to see you soon again. All right, goodbye.